Hello, my name is Paula Anderson, and today we're going to be talking to one of the 2019 ImagineU teams. So we have joining us today Lucy, James, and Dorian. How you guys doing?
Good.
Great.
Good. So we want to start off by asking you, what has your experience been in the ImagineU program this year?
My experience personally has been more of a kind of a struggle at first because I'm a very introverted person
Okay.
and I couldn't really talk to people as much in a group setting as well as, and it just messes me up.
Okay. So have you been able to overcome that?
Oh yeah, I've been able to talk to people, express my feelings out to them, throw my ideas out there.
Okay. So what did it actually take for you to actually get past that?
It took a while because I was trying to like make them laugh at first or be kind of like, comical because I wanted to see like how they would react, what would they think of me if I did this, like just try to be more personal.
Okay. All right. What about you, Dorian?
For me, it has taught me to embrace my failures,
Mm-hmm.
even like with doing the pitches. Like I may stumble a few times or mess up my script, but I've just learned that it's a learning process and just keep going with it. Because I'm the type of person to call quits on it if I like mess up one time. So I've learned to continue with it.
Okay. All right. What about you, Lucy?
I learned a lot, but I think the number one thing is consistency. It's really hard as an artist to be consistent since there's so many things going on, but it's taught me to be more than an artist. It's taught me to be an entrepreneur. It's taught me to be a businesswoman. It's also taught me to work with like different backgrounds, and it's been extremely challenging, but it's also been like really rewarding as well.
Okay. So I want to start off by asking you guys, we know that when you're building a business, you have a structure that you have to follow, and you guys learn about the lean canvas model. So I want you to tell me which element of the canvas resonated with you the most, and we can start with you, Dorian.
For me, it's the problem. And are we going to detail about the problem?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with our business, the problem is that youth are living paycheck to paycheck and they're not spending their money wisely, and they're just spending their money on unnecessary things, like please their peers or whatnot, and just wilding out with their money. So
So you were able to, just think about what issues you need to solve
the root cause
of the problem. Okay. So Lucy, why don't you tell us what the business model is?
So the business model is for us to have seminars, workshops, and online resources, and it's based on a freemium model, which means that we encourage people to be educated. We make sure that they're financially literate, and then from there, if they want more help, to sustain ourselves. Therefore, we have options that they can get one-to-one counseling, and they can get more training with that. So they can learn the information, but they can also be hands-on.
Okay. So James, tell us about the element that resonated with you the most.
The solution, because you always see a bunch of problems coming at you, but you can't really find a solution sometimes. So for finding a solution for the problem of financial inequality in Memphis, Tennessee, at most, was really good because the ways of like investing will help you out in the long run. And I think with our company we can be able to like see a change in the Memphis structure of financial discipline.
Okay, so your business is to provide financial literacy, and so who you're targeting?
We're targeting college students, minorities, and young working adults currently.
Okay. So what's the name of your business?
It's Tsevni. It's invest spelled backwards if you can't just spell it, 70. It's some people during customer discovery, it was very hard for them to pronounce, but when we told them it's invest spelled backwards, it all came together.
Okay, but it's called 70?
Yeah, it's called Tsevni.
70.
70.
Okay. All right. Okay. So when you did your customer discovery, what did you find out about your solution or your problem?
We found out about the problem is not many people don't know how to invest. Like 1 out of 10 of our customers knew how to invest, 9 out of 10 just didn't know at all. They were just saving their money. So that was a real problem because we found out like at the stock market, 90% of the stock market is owned by like the top 10 like wealthiest people in
Mhm.
America.
Mhm.
So that's a real issue,
Mhm.
just making the richer and the poor poorer.
Okay. Okay, so the concept is really to learn how to do investments.
Mhm.
So not like save money like emergency
Yeah.
fund, but actually to go to a stockbroker.
And actually put into action what they know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we're more investment focused because that gives youth a chance to grow their finances and
Mhm.
also learn like the inner workings of the economy.
Mhm.
So it's also like a learning experience as well.
Okay, so a lot of financial literacy programs, of course, they teach you to save, they teach you how to balance your checkbook and things like that. So are any of those components gonna be a part of your business?
It's going to be a slight component of it. While we do want to make sure that they know how to invest, we also want to make sure that they know the basics of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're barely touching it, but the people that we're going to partner with, they're going to like let them know more information about it. Because
Okay.
we did find through Discovery that there's a lot of financial literacy out there,
Mhm.
but none of them really teach you how to expand your income. Because they teach you the literacy of, you know, saving money, like you said, but they never teach you about like having more than one stable income.
Okay. All right, and so you said that you're targeting college students, okay, in high school?
Yes, high school, we're thinking like young working adults, minorities, like high school, coming out of high school, college, and if they're not in college, just working, age range around from 18 to their late or early 30s.
Okay. So Dorian, how has this business model or this business concept impacted you personally?
For me personally, I can say that I was once the person to just splurge my money on any and everything, and I'm like, oh, I'll make it back or whatnot. But for me, like over the course of this program, I've learned to be more disciplined in my finances and not to just spend my money unwisely, and so it's instilled in me financial discipline.
Okay, what about you, James?
I was always taught to save my money, but I was never really taught to invest. My father would say, save your money. My grandma, when she gave me money for my birthday or for Christmas, would like, save your money, but they never said invest your money. And if I would have probably invested at a young age or started at a young age probably to investing, I probably would have more money and could probably pay for college or do other stuff that I'm not really able to do right now.
Okay, so what did save mean to you? What did you do with it when you saved it? Did you save it and then you spent it?
Well, I'm not really a spender. I only spend on what I need, but but I spend sometimes on what I want. Like just like sometimes, not all the time, but a little bit.
So my question is, did you put it somewhere where you probably didn't think that it was considered an investment at the time because of the terminology that was used? So did you store it up somewhere where you can go back and get it, even though it wasn't actually making money?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Okay.
I did. I just put it like in like my bottom drawer, or I have this like big little jug where I put like pennies, quarters, and nickels in, stuff like that. So it's just, I have it. It's just there, but I didn't really.
You didn't make it make money for you. Okay, and that's the premise really behind what you're doing. Okay, so you guys have been working as a team, and so you came into this program not really knowing who you're going to be working with, and so you did a personality assessment, so you determined whether or not you were an extrovert or an introvert. And so who's the extrovert?
Oh,
I'm like,
introvert.
You the extrovert?
yeah, I'm like a 50-50, depends on the setting.
Okay.
And it also depends how much interaction I've had throughout the week. So
Okay.
usually I'm an extrovert, but if I've had enough interaction, then I become the introvert.
Okay, so how has it been bonding with an introvert since you're an extrovert? And then we'll ask the same question of each person.
Well, I think it definitely challenged me to make sure that everybody had a time to speak, because I feel like everybody's opinion matters. And so it's encouraged me to, like go like, hey James, what are you thinking? Or hey Dorian, what are you thinking? Or hey Oscar, what are you thinking? Because I wanted to, remind myself that it is a teamwork, but I also wanted to kind of have that empathy that, not everybody's gonna speak in the same ways, or like not speak, like interact in the same ways.
Okay.
So some people might be a little bit less, laid back, a little bit laid back into expressing their opinion, and some people might be like right away expressing their opinion. So I
Okay.
think that was really helpful, like doing the personality test and seeing how you can encourage other people to kind of pitch in their idea and add to the teamwork.
Okay, what about you, James? What has been your challenge dealing with an extrovert since you were an introvert?
Yeah, total introvert.
You seem very introverted now.
Yeah. So just dealing with extrovert, you know, it at first it was like kind of a shock of like, just can you just like leave me alone for like 5 minutes? But I was like, it kind of got me out of my shell of like, okay, I think this, I think that, and you know, having an extrovert on the team really helped me bring me out and just express my ideas better.
Okay, okay. So did you kind of perceive that person as being overwhelming? Is that kind of how you felt?
A little bit.
A little
A
bit?
little bit.
Okay. What about you, Dorian?
For me, like Lucy said, like I'm an extrovert when I have to be, like when I'm around people that I'm comfortable with or people that I've like known my whole life. But like coming into a new environment with new fresh faces, I'm just like to myself and more reserved. And so working with two extroverts from the team, it's like they always want your input on things, and like I'm the type of person to go with the flow and like you decide, I'm gonna let you do what you do, and I'll just follow up with that. And so like what Lucy said, she's like, hey, what are you thinking? And so I've learned to like give my input on things and speak up about things.
So that's a bit hard for you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So so the other team member that's an extrovert is Oscar. So tell me about a challenge that you guys had on your team where you had to actually agree in the end, but you had to go through that process of coming to a decision. So who wants to tell us about a challenge?
Well,
A lot, yeah. Yeah. Communication.
Communication?
Yeah.
Who wants to elaborate on that? James?
well, okay. Communication was a big issue because it was more of assumption, and rather than this person actually said that they wanted this or said no to this or said yes to this. So we kind of made assumptions and just went off with the decision, and then we had to we had to go back to the decision that we assumedly made and just be like, okay, what do you think? What do you think? Okay, how can we have like a common ground to like push us forward and just kind of set our emotions aside and just be like, okay, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to move forward from there.
Okay, so let me ask a follow-up question. So communication meaning that you didn't have anything in writing, or you just had a conversation about it? How was there a miscommunication?
More conversation and like more conversation, kind of less of writing, because we would say it, but then it would just be different. It would have a different outcome. So it was difficult.
Okay. So what was the lesson learned from that?
Make sure everyone is on the same page. Make sure everyone has spoken out. Make sure you can hear everyone's voice, even if you're just not having a good day. Just make sure you hear everyone out before you make a final decision.
Okay. And I would also add that sometimes you have to put things in writing, because sometimes people can communicate and understand something when they see it in black and white. Okay. All right. So what did you guys think entrepreneurship was before you started the program, and what do you think it is now?
Oh, okay. For me, like, I thought entrepreneurship was like starting like some basic business, like a hair service business or nails or whatnot. And like really it's more to that. It's taking advantage of the problems that are out there and trying to be innovative and coming up with a solution to it. And yeah.
Okay. All right. James?
I was in this program in high school called Light Memphis, and they
Okay.
gave me a little bit of what entrepreneurship is, and it's like you were just on your own by yourself, and you had to make decisions, and you didn't know like where you were going. So my thought about entrepreneurship at first was like it's a difficult thing to do. Not everyone's built to do entrepreneurship, but it has a long-lasting effect and it can help you in the long run.
Okay, Lucy?
Honestly, as an artist, it's been really challenging because when I thought about business, I thought more about like a typical black and white, like businessman, like, you know, elder businessman having like a corporate business and having a lot of people work for him. But like I didn't think of it as a smaller scale of like a pop-up shop or like, you know, like a mom, dad pop-up shop, you know, beginning. And so it's made me really rethink what an entrepreneur means to be. And I found a lot that you have to wear different hats just as much as if you are an artist, like you have to wear a lot of hats. You have to market your own stuff. You have to pretty much sell your own work, sell yourself. And all of those things aligned with what I'm studying currently. And so it was kind of an eye-opener of kind of seeing myself as an artist, a creative, but also see myself in that shoes, like I can do that type of thing.
Okay.
It was a really eye-opener.
Okay, so as we wrap up, I want to ask you guys one final question. What entrepreneur, it could be male, female, do you admire the most? And tell me why.
Alright, entrepreneur I admire the most. Well, I guess I gotta go with Bill Gates because he started in just like when he was younger, he would start coding and stuff like that. He didn't really follow the pattern of what everyone else was doing. He made sure he was focused and make sure he was like on track to what he needed to do. I remember this story of like everyone left the office, he stayed overnight. He was sleeping under his desk trying to get his business up of where the caliber it now is today. And just knowing, like, just hearing about that, it's just like it probably wasn't an easy road for him, but like how he pushed himself in where he is today, it really helped him like in the long run.
Yeah, the rewards. Yeah. Okay, what about you, Dorian?
For me, it's my dad.
Okay.
Because he is like a very hardworking man, and for like working with different people in different environments, he's able to like have patience with people. And I know like being a part of like a team and like forming businesses or whatnot, you have to be able to like work well with people, have good work ethics and whatnot. And so I think that my dad has like really inspired me to be an entrepreneur. So yeah.
Okay. All right, Lucy.
Like same as Dorian, my parents are some type of entrepreneurs. But for me, I think it would be like the Hispanic culture. Because they're always like if they can't work for people, they make their own jobs. And my mom grew up, well, when I was growing up, when I was little, she grew up selling vegetables at a vegetable stand. And like now that I think about it and like talking about it out loud, like you were saying, like I didn't think of that being an entrepreneur thing, but I mean, she saw a roadblock in her life, and then she used that to, you know, make money for her baby and whatnot. So I think all those just small businesses in general, like I find them really inspiring.
Well, she was really trying to feed her family. She didn't really consider that as entrepreneurship. It was like a way in order to make sure that you guys got taken care of. Okay.
And now that I think about it, like she was an entrepreneur, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she was solving the problem that she had within her family.
She did.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Looking
you.
forward to Demo Day on August the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I got it.
Come out.